What's up, YouTube? It's your girl DeeDee. Welcome back to the channel. So I am back with another video for you guys. Listen, before we hop into the video, make sure you are subscribed to the channel if you like the content. Share and like the video and turn on that notification bell to be notified when I upload new content. All right? All right. So listen, Saweetie is in the news, you guys. Saweetie is in the news for allegedly selling the cookies. So I came across this video from O'Shea. Shout out to O'Shea Duke Jackson for putting in the work. I want to react to his video because it kind of breaks down what is being said about Saweetie. And it also speaks to a lot of individuals, women in the industry, men in the industry, who you think really are balling and they have all of this money to blow, when a lot of times they really don't, and they turn to alternative measures, especially women, because women have more of a chance to use their bodies and their beauty to get what it is they want from the rich men, the real wealthy men. And so allegedly, this is what they're saying about Saweetie, that she's been exposed for being a yacht girl is what they call it, but basically someone who's allegedly selling the cookies to get, you know, what they need and get the money that they want. And you know, this is a real common thing. This is a real thing, and women have been able to capitalize on their bodies and their beauties for a long time. And I'm not surprised if this is what's happening, that it is happening. So listen, and I'm going to say allegedly because I don't know 100% for sure if this is the truth, but this is the word that is going around on social media about Saweetie. And I want to play a little bit of what O'Shea and what others have brought to our attention about this, and I want to get your thoughts on it. So make sure you chime in the comments below, but let's go ahead and get into the video. Here we go.
Blind Adams have been saying this for a while, but now there is a woman on Instagram who is accusing Saweetie of being a yacht girl. And for those of you who don't know what a yacht girl is, it's basically a girl who sells cookies, but she's not a Girl Scout.
You may not have heard of this young lady because I haven't either. Her name is Maybach May. If you look at her Instagram, it doesn't seem like she has a whole lot of stuff popping. She just looks like the average chick with a BBL and a nice body, and nothing else is to be seen there, right? But that's what you think. Just because somebody don't have a whole lot of followers, it don't mean that they're not important in the industry. And according to this chick, she's more important than we think. Fast forward. Maybach May is one of the largest madams in the industry. And what Maybach May does is she connects a lot of beautiful women to rich men all over the world. She's going to Dubai, Lagos, Europe, wherever you think that the rich guys are at, she has them in her system. And a lot of girls want to deal with Maybach May because she's the connection to all the guys with the money.
Yeah, and you know what? I've never heard of her, but I know that these types of women exist. And they do, you know, these women who are looking for these wealthy men to give them this lifestyle and flaunt, you know, give them money. You know, there are ways to connect to these guys, because a lot of these really wealthy men, I'm not talking about men who have a little bit of money, no, wealthy men who can actually afford the stuff that these women are looking for. A lot of these women are, you know, gravitating to these, what you would call type sugar daddy type men, old white men. Look at Summer Walker showing up with that old white man. Now, what do y'all think that is? I didn't get the chance to talk about that, but look at her now flaunting around with this white man for a reason. It's not that they're in love and all of this. It's because there's something to be, you know, it's a bag that they're getting out of that because he wants something from her. So it's a transactional situationship basically. And you know, you have a lot of women saying, well, why would these women need to do that? Why would Summer Walker and why would Saweetie and all of these people need to do that? Well, because they need money, baby.
Oh my God.
They don't, y'all really, a lot of people really think that these celebrities are rolling in the dough and they got all this money when in many cases they're in debt. They owe the record labels. They're not making any money. They're not making the type of money to fund their lifestyle. So they tend to gravitate to this type of stuff low key because they're not really making that type of money. And you will be surprised how much a lot of these celebrities that you love, how much money they are making, that they are not making what y'all think they are. It's only like a select few who are actually rolling in the dough, and then they're in debt up to their eyeballs as well. So you got to understand that these people aren't as rich as y'all think they are. And I could see how some of these women would take advantage of situations like this. I'm just saying. Let's continue.
And one of those ladies allegedly is Saweetie. Now, if you look at Saweetie's Instagram following, she got 12.4 million followers. Why would Saweetie be working with a lady that got 25,000 followers? Well, here's the story. Fast forward. Maybach May had a connection with a guy by the name of Jadon Sancho. Now, he plays in the Premier European League. I think it's Manchester United. I'm not necessarily sure. But the guy makes a lot of money, like over $180,000 per week. And this dude is known for tricking on women. Like, he is known for spending a whole lot of money. So basically what Maybach May did was say, listen, Saweetie, I got this dude, and he's a younger guy. He's like 21. And you know, Saweetie is closer to being like 30. So look, this young dude, if you deal with him, he'll spend money on you. But here's what you got to do. You got to pay me my money, and you know, whatever else you get from him, you can keep. But as long as I get my cut, I'm cool.
He's right, you know.
And here's a text message
like
just even explaining that.
A middleman, like somebody in the middle who gets a cut off of you going to allegedly, you know, sell your cookies to get paid. Like, this is a real game that's being played for real. This is also why they end up being by themselves later on in life, because you done trick your way up to the top, and then at the top it's lonely. Ain't nobody there. You there by yourself. And then it hit them. But baby, I'm not surprised. Let's continue.
Here it says, what you doing? We should do a big bear trip with good friends, group, co-ed. Oh my God, it's so nice here. And even that's cold is 2 hours from LA. At the studio, girl, all my friends out of state. When bees run it up on Jadon, how much they doing in the weekend? Woo! Now, this is evidence, right? Fast forward! But here's what Saweetie did. She fell in love with Jadon, or got Jadon to fall in love with her. And so she ended up in a full relationship with Jadon Sancho. Now, Jadon Sancho ended up getting, a tattoo of her, I think like on his neck or something like that. And basically they got into a full blown relationship and basically cut off Maybach May. And so this is the problem at Bay. Maybach May is saying, listen, you owe me money and you was out here dealing with the dude that I set you up with, and now you don't want to pay me? Let's go back to that first text message. She goes, Sancho, after you done paying and getting tattoos of a 304, you barely know. Run me my money. She hates her career, so you come right on time like the trick you are. I just want what y'all owe me. So obviously Jadon didn't pay her, and Saweetie must have told him not to pay.
Ooh, baby.
Now, what else? Cocaine, witchcraft, and liquor is one hell of a mix. Send me my bread home.
So she want her money. So this shows evidence that this lady, that something was going on, and she just want her money. She like, cocaine, witchcraft, and liquor is one hell of a mix. Send me my bread home, wrecker. At Saweetie, ooh, child. What do they be doing in these celebrity streets? They be doing all kind of stuff be going on. You got Cardi arguing with all kind of other people, and a lot be going on in that business. I'm just saying, baby, too much. They talking about witchcraft and liquor and all this. Like, it's just too much. Let's continue.
Now, before I get into the rest of the screenshots, I kind of want to get into what Saweetie is kind of known for.
Saweetie is allegedly a yacht girl who makes far more money from yachting than she does from her music career. And according to this blind item, she allegedly has a substance abuse problem that is making her messy and causing her to lose yachting clients. And the blind item reads, this A-list Nepo baby, who's a rapper, singer, niece, cousin, and granddaughter of famous names, earns way more from yachting each week than from her actual music. But her substance habit has gotten out of control, and the messiness is driving clients away fast.
So Saweetie is known for being a yacht girl. So this is the girl who doesn't really advertise that they're selling cheeks, but they are selling cheeks. And again, this young lady already mentioned that Saweetie has a drug problem. And this other lady here is saying that, hey, Saweetie is out here clapping cheeks, and a lot of clients are tired of her and her drug issues. And she's not the only person to mention this sort of freestyling idea.
you need to build your brand up so that you're not known as a 304. Because what men really like, they like freestylers better, okay? They don't want a girl to be posting ads online and stuff. No, they want to feel like they just stumbled across a beautiful woman, and for this price, they could have access.
So listen, I'm gonna leave it here because once again, I'm not surprised. Shout out to O'Shea for this video. I'm not surprised. You will be surprised how many women are, turning to that method for money. And then on top of that, if there's an alleged, other issues going on, I'm going to say alleged, substance abuse or something like that, allegedly, you're spending more money. So, and this is what I'm saying. People, when I hear people talk about money and getting money from men and doing all these things, just regular men, it's like, money don't grow on trees. People have to work hard to attain the things that they have. And women, on the other hand, just have the freedoms to feel entitled because men are supposed to cater to them. And so they could just, if they make money, my point is, if they're making the money, they're spending it just as fast as they're making it because they're entitled. Whatever they want, they just get. It's not an issue. They don't want to wait. So what I'm saying is a lot of women, brag about being these independent entrepreneurs and they get into the bag and they high level women and all this kind of stuff and they make their own money. But you, just as fast as you making it, you're spending it. So now you keep spending until you have barely anything there. And then now your music or whatever it is that your business is, you're not making any money from it. So now you have to turn to other means to make money, and you just can't go work a regular job. Once you become a celebrity, your face is known. You don't want to be embarrassed to go work a regular job because that says, oh, broke. So now you turn to this type of stuff, allegedly, because it's going to pay out a good amount of money. And so I just think no matter who you are, whether you're an average woman, whether you're an entrepreneur, boss chick, whatever you want to call it, whether you're an entertainer, whatever, you are not exempt from making horrible choices, for one. And also, you're not exempt from going broke. You're not exempt from pretending like you have this so much glamorous life and this lifestyle that you want other men to pay for. But you're doing that, but then you end up miserable and have all kind of other issues and then still broke on top of that. So is it really worth it? That's my real question. Is it really worth it? Because you see so many women wanting this and thinking that that's the way to go. Oh, I want to be rich and famous. And a lot of the rich and famous, they're just famous. They're not rich.
Oh my God.
They're not, a lot of them aren't rich. They're just famous. And you notice, God forbid, if something happens and then at the end of their life and people talk about it, oh, they were cash poor, and in debt. You had credit and you ran it up, but you didn't have any cash. You didn't have any money. Well, cash poor and in debt up to your eyeballs. But listen, what are y'all thoughts on this? Shout out to O'Shea once again. What's your thoughts on this idea that allegedly this woman is doing this for money, baby? Comment, like, subscribe. Hit that notification bell to be notified when I upload new content or go live. Chime in. I want to hear your thoughts, and I will catch y'all in the next one. Bye.